This is the follow-up to our first video in the Forza Ferrari playlist, where we spoke about how Toto Wolff's incompetence allowed Ferrari to ambush Mercedes's legacy by signing Lewis Hamilton. So, we recommend that new visitors watch that, to understand the background to this video, where we go into more detail about the extent of the damage that Mercedes have inflicted on their own legacy, by sandwiching themselves between dropping the appeal that would have guaranteed Sir Lewis's record-breaking 8th title, and letting him go off to long-term rival, Ferrari, who are currently the closest competitor to cheating Red Bull. To fully appreciate how bad the damage is, one needs to understand that Sir Lewis has only ever been powered by a Mercedes engine. So, if he had ended his career at Mercedes, no other engine manufacturer would have been able to share in the glory of all the records achieved by the greatest of all time. But somehow, Mercedes contrived to grant Ferrari the opportunity to power the GOAT to a record 8th title. His stunning on- and off-track landscapes that were exclusively Mercedes will now have to be shared with, and possibly overshadowed by Ferrari, who will invariably start to replace Mercedes on Sir Lewis's considerable F1 record, social media profile and digital footprints, which dwarf that of any team or driver. Hitherto, any references to Hamilton and his myriad of records have automatically and exclusively celebrated the three-point star, but from next year onwards, that honor will be shared with Ferrari, and Mercedes will become a footnote or qualifier in the Lewis-Hamilton-Ferrari story. We are intrigued to know to what extent, if any, Toto, the finance guy, who was a founding partner as the Mercedes Works team returned to F1, with Sir Lewis and Nico Rosberg as their drivers, considered the consequences of Hamilton not ending his career at Mercedes. But before going further, to show just exactly how deeply damaging that decision will be, we invite you to like, comment, share, subscribe and hit the notification icon to be notified when the next video is uploaded. For the record, even though Max Verstappen is far off impacting any meaningful records, we have nevertheless, who won the last of his 5 consecutive titles in 2004, subsequently retired in 2006, after the rule changes which were intended to blunt Ferrari's dominance, came into effect in 2005. Those rule changes were so successful that Michael retired from driving in 2006, in protest, but stayed on at Ferrari in a non-driving capacity. Ironically, Ferrari went on to win both car and driver titles in 2007, with Kimi Raikkonen. By retiring from racing as a Ferrari driver, Schumacher and Ferrari's glory years were forever joined together. There was no chance of that legacy being hijacked or ambushed by a rival, as Mercedes have created, with Hamilton's departure to long-term rival and strong competitor, Ferrari. So, now, with just one highly possible title win with Ferrari, the most successful driver in F1 goes from being an exclusive Mercedes icon to one shared with Ferrari. Even if, God forbid, Sir Lewis does not win an 8th title at Ferrari, he has signed on to finish his career there, and become a Ferrari ambassador afterwards, so he will still be commemorated as a Ferrari driver. Critically, this was not an ambush that Ferrari could ever have conceived. Mercedes contrived to set themselves up to be ambushed of their own accord. In addition to the most number of world titles, there are many other F1 records currently held by Sir Lewis, which hitherto had all been powered exclusively by Mercedes, but now Ferrari will be able to lay claim to, and possibly extend from next season. One such record is the most number of pole positions, which Hamilton currently holds at 104. Just imagine how Ferrari will celebrate his 105th. It is an indication of how immense this particular record is, that Schumacher, his nearest rival, is at 68. Another key record that Sir Lewis could possibly extend at Ferrari would be the number of wins, which he currently holds at 103, with Schumacher next at 91. Number of wins from pole position, number of first rows, number of podiums, etc., etc., etc. These are all records which Mercedes must have taken for granted, but will now start to appreciate as Ferrari revel in the opportunities to take credit for them. Talk about familiarity breeding contempt, or never appreciating what you have until it's gone. Apart from taking obvious pleasure in stealing or appropriating Sir Lewis's F1 records, Ferrari will also be able to show Mercedes how important he was to their prestige and social media profile. The omens are not good. From their return to F1 as a works team in 2013, Mercedes have always had a world champion driver at the top of his game. But Sir Lewis's departure will leave Mercedes without a world champion driver for the first time ever. We are all intrigued to find out what impact Sir Lewis's move to Ferrari will have on Formula One, but one thing is for certain, it will dramatically diminish the shine of the already fading three-pointed star. Mercedes are clearly on the decline, and the shine on the three-pointed star is fading to the extent that one needs to be asking the question, is it time for Toto to go? This is a question we will be posing in our next video, so remember to click the notification icon to be notified when the next video is uploaded. Thank you.